So now I have told you, falling back into my speaker's role, that you can find humor if we look in the mirrors at ourselves. And we can sure find it if we look at family and I would say friends. But the main place to find it is just look around every day. Folks actually come up to me and say, funny stuff happens around you because you're a humorist. That's scary if you think about it. And I said, no, I found myself saying, funny things are happening everywhere. If you don't think they're happening around you, it's because you're not looking for them. All you got to do is turn your ears and eyes to listening for humor. So I'm going to just tell you a few of the things I've just heard listening in humor, and I encourage you to do the same thing. Texarkana, Texas, or Arkansas, never knew where for sure. It's like Bristol, Tennessee, Virginia, lying down the middle of the road. The theater was built by Ross Perot for his mother, and it was called the Perot Theater. So that's a pretty good bet that when I was there, I'm in Texas. But when I was in my hotel, I didn't know where I was. Where am I? Am I in Texas or Arkansas? And there had been a football game that day. It was a Saturday, and the Arkansas Razorbacks were in town. And at about 4 a.m, outside my room door, I heard somebody go, "Sweet pig," and I knew I was in Arkansas. And after the event, they took me to a restaurant called Doc Alexander's. And when I left, the manager of the restaurant gave me a T-shirt. And it had Doc up here and then Alexander's all the way across it, like that. I like T-shirts. I'm a physical education major. I grew up in T-shirts. And I said to myself, I like this one. I sleep in a T-shirt. I exercise in a T-shirt. This is on the road. And then I'll easily, with conventions giving out T-shirts, I will leave home with 2 T-shirts and come back with 7. And there are always people in our home areas who can use new T-shirts, and you can go and take them to there. But I kept my Doc Alexander. And my favorite T-shirt is one from the National Speakers Association, professional speakers. It said, "Help, I'm speaking and I can't shut up." I love that. I love that T-shirt. So I have 4 of them. I bought all the extra larges. Months later, I was in Detroit. And it was cold. It was in the middle of winter. And what made it worse was when I checked in the hotel, there was a flurry. The heat was off in this big high-rise national brand hotel. It was cold. You were colder when you went inside. But a lot of people would check it out, but this was where my room in the meeting was. I went on up to my room. Y'all, I can't tell you how cold it was. I put on every garment I had in the bag. All the T-shirts had my coat on. I'm looking, thinking, could I get under between the mattress and the springs? If I could just get on looking. And then I thought, maybe if I order some hot chicken noodle soup, which I did. And in a few minutes, up came the wait staff person, and he said, "Hello, Ms. Robertson, this is your chicken noodle." We talked about 2 things. I remember it till the day I died. Number 1, the weather. I said, "I haven't called down. How's it going?" He said, "It's tough. Everybody else is calling, but they're doing what they can." And then, since we were in Michigan, I just decided to get his goat a little bit. You know, they play basketball in Michigan. A Michigan person right there. Linda Lashendock, the producer of the program. You're from Michigan. Listen to this, Linda. So I just decided to get his goat, and I said, "I'm from North Carolina, and I favor and really follow college basketball. I love college basketball. Do y'all play much college basketball up here?" And he said, "Oh, Miss Robertson, we play." And he started telling me. I said, I know you do. I was just pulling your leg." So we became good friends. All he was doing was bringing in the chicken noodle soup, going out, but we bonded. He got over to the door and turned around and said, "Miss Robertson, may I ask you a question?" And I said, "Sure." He said, "Where'd you get that T-shirt?" I didn't know which T-shirt was on top. I looked down, and it was Doc Alexander's. And I said, "Oh, I got it. I'm not sure. Either in Texas or Arkansas, but somewhere down there, Texarkana." "Why?" He said, "Well, my name's Alexander." And I said, "Oh, for Pete's sake, you got to have this shirt." And I reached down to take it off, and he said, "No, Ms. Robertson." "No, Mrs. Robertson, please." I said, "I got 5 more on under the thing." He said, "Oh, thank goodness, you scared me, Ms. Robertson. You scared me to death. The other guys say things like this happens to them, but I never had it happen to me."